All right, guys, I am Miss J, author, poet, entrepreneur, and life coach. I want to direct your attention to Mr. Chad Bridges. Okay? Mr. Bridges is currently a district attorney for Fort Bend County, located in Houston, Texas. Now, Mr. Bridges has just signed up for the 458th District Court. Sounds good, right? I'll let you be the judge of that. Now, as you all know, I have been fighting tooth and nail to obtain a simple protective order, which many individuals have all worked together to hide this information, deflect, and neglect my concerns. As a result, I have been gang stalked by several individuals who have set me up to be raped, stalked me, monitored my every move, my phone, wiretaps, private investigators, and unannounced visits by my rapist. Okay, I have been living in complete terror. And I have received many death threats, in which Mr. Bridges has been well aware of, but he has failed to take action as a district attorney because he was compensated to hide all of this information. Now, this is completely sad, okay? Because he was paid not to take action, I have been sitting in fear. And I am completely disgusted that Mr. Bridges would, state to individuals amongst many, if you don't want to go to jail, then you'll have to pay me. Okay. So also my rapist and his family felt as though, they were so crafty and above the law that because they had people who sat in high places, that they could cover up my sexual assault and harassment cases by paying large lump sums of money to somehow make it all go away. Mr. Bridges is also a trainer and a volunteer for the organization that I sought out help from, where the lawyer that represented me was also paid by the wife of my ex to keep things quiet and ensure that I never obtain a protective order, that I never receive any kind of justice at all. Okay? This is sick. This is beyond sick. And she set all of this up to ensure that her name remained anonymous, as if I would not know what was going on, as if I would be completely oblivious to each individual being connected. Complete failure. Okay? So not only have you all put your positions in jeopardy, but you've placed yourself in a predicament to be exposed. And many individuals are completely upset because I am shining a light on all of this information. They expect me to be abused and constantly harassed and constantly stalked and just be quiet about it. That's not the type of woman that I am. Now, these individuals preach how domestic violence and sex trafficking and sexual assault is of extreme importance. However, are amongst themselves who are indeed responsible and have no remorse for survivors. This entire time, I have been confiding in those that, I have been confiding in lawyers and judges and officers and deputies and counselors, to be more specific, okay? In Fort Bend, who were all working together to keep this hidden, which is beyond disgusting and displays the character of those involved and in office. This is someone who has a plethora of sponsors, which is now being shown. And I would also like to say that I am beyond disgusted and disappointed by the treatment that I've received. And the female who set all of this up is vindictive and treacherous and cold and will forever carry a stained reputation. In fact, you all will. How low could you be to set up a rape and attempted murder and use your resources to cover it all up? You lack a conscience, a heart, and empathy. And to Chad Bridges, you don't deserve to hold a title as an honorable judge, let alone an honorable human being. Like those you associate yourself with, you lack integrity. And it would be best if you did yourself and many victims a favor by stepping down, because this is not at all the position for you. You all are a disgusting group of people who hide behind your positions and believe that because you have a wealth of resources and money that you can hide behind your farce of a career and make it all just somehow go away. How many lives have been destroyed? How many victims have been silenced or overlooked, gaslit, and left to nurse their own wounds? You all are sick. Beyond sick and twisted and evil. And I hope this opens the door for even more exposure. As you can see here, I noticed that he had been running to become a judge again. He did so in 2018. That did not work out too well. And so now he's running again. I basically voice my opinion regarding this underneath a post, and now it has been deleted. I am going to now direct your attention to one of the many videos that I have, which now will display the gaslighting and nullification of my concerns. Again, I have been fighting for a protective order for over 1 year. I have been gang stalked by a group of people who have been threatening me. They have hired a hitman to murder me and take my life. They have set me up to be sexually assaulted, and they were also planning a robbery. This is the response from Mr. Bridges. This is one of our many conversations, and he is well aware that there are more videos. Hello?
Hi, Ms. Carol?
Uh-huh.
Hi, this is Chad Bridges. I got your call this morning. I was returning your call.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, still in process. I haven't gotten answers back yet. I told you I'd be back with you by the end of the week, and it's only Wednesday.
Okay, so the urgency of this is that I reported it on last year when it initially happened, and I'm still being stalked and harassed. Not only that, there was a sexual assault that has occurred. I did everything that I was supposed to do on my decision, which was very hard to report. And there's a lot of things that have not taken place that should. Okay, I was supposed to be providing with a written notice of my victim's rights. I was not provided that. You guys closed the case and did not even inform me. You guys should have done that as well. And by law, if I report a sexual assault or harassment, anything of this nature, you guys do have to investigate that. And for me to have to submit
exactly what I promised you I would do, Ms. Carol, and I'm going to do exactly what I told you I did. However, I am not going to have an answer this morning. It will be on the timeline like I promised you.
But as far as me having to even provide a phone download, I don't have to consent to that. That's not something that I have to consent to, but you guys do have to pursue that case.
We do not have to pursue the case.
I have provided you evidence, videos, DMs or direct messages, text messages, screenshots of different phone numbers that he has downloaded, and he has been monitoring my cell phone. Again, I am not just a regular individual, okay? I'm an author, I'm a life coach, I have different patients and things that I see. I have several things that I do, and as far as me being an author and a writer, who is going to protect my intellectual property? This is not something that I can just hand over like that. And then for these criminal cases to be so extreme, you guys have to pursue that.
Ma'am, I understand your frustration, and I'm not trying to take away from that, but in almost 25 or over 25 years of doing this, I understand how we prove cases and what cases we can prove and what cases we can't, and what causes problems for cases and what does not. And I'm telling you right now that I'm going to see if there's a way to accommodate everybody in your desire to protect your intellectual property in this situation. I am, and I'm doing it. It may not be on the timeline that you want, but it's on the timeline that I promised you. And I understand what your frustration. No, I can't understand because I haven't been in that position. I've been harassed before, but I haven't had the other things happen to me. Let's put it that way. But I'm going to do exactly what I said I would do, and I'm going to do it within the time frames that I promised you. But as far as that goes, ultimately, we have an ethical obligation to follow those cases that we think we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So I'm going to make sure I know what I'm doing before we get there.
Have you taken the time to look over the information that was sent in to you?
Yes.
And so, with all of that information,
in Ms. Robinson's judgment on this matter, but I'm trying to keep as open mind as possible to make sure I've covered every base.
okay, with all of the information that I have sent you, you are stating that you don't see this as being probable cause of me being harassed. If he is in a video stating unblock me.
Ma'am, you're confusing your legal standards. Probable cause is only enough for arrest. That's not enough to convict someone.
Why are you guys not even? Why haven't you all even brought him in for questioning? Why was he not even contacted? You guys, there's two cases that I'm speaking on. Okay, you have this information. You already know that. I shouldn't even have to reiterate what is taking place with all of the information. With all of the information that you have provided, a video of him saying unblock me from a different phone app, okay? From a different phone app. You're saying that that is not evidence of him harassing me. You're stating that direct messages on both of my Instagram accounts, okay? Professional accounts at that. Him constantly messaging me. Ms. Robinson stated that in order to prove it, that there has to be constant evidence. There is constant events. You have that. You're stating that him downloading different phone apps to contact me, that's not harassment. You're stating that screenshots of different phone dates and text messages.
There is a case out there that just came down at the end of last year that said that kind of conduct is not harassment, or at least that part of the harassment statute is unconstitutional. And that came from the 14th Court of Appeals.
Which one?
That being taken up, and I don't know if Ms. Robinson discussed that with you.
Which case are you referring to? Which one? Because I've been providing you fact after fact. So could you please verify which one you're talking about?
I don't have the case, but I'll be glad to. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I'll be glad to get it for you.
Okay, so that's a statement that's not based on credible facts. I'm telling you, it's not about an argument. I'm just stating that this needs to be investigated.
And we are working on it, ma'am. And I understand your frustration, but I'm going to do what I said the way that I said I was going to do it. And I appreciate the fact that you're taking the initiative to advocate for yourself. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I need to make sure that we do this in a way that is something we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
You have the evidence, sir. The reason why, okay, for obvious reasons, I am concerned. But I have notified you that this man was released previously from jail, okay? He had a case of assault with a deadly weapon. This is a constant, okay, this is constant behavior from him. So I don't understand why this is not even being taken seriously.
The case is State versus Chen, C-H-E-N.
Meaning?
That's the case I was telling you about where majority of a panel in the 14th Court of Appeals said the part of the harassment statute that you're talking about was unconstitutional.
Okay, going back to me stating that this is someone that was just released from prison, has a case already, a meth addiction, assault with a deadly weapon, that does not concern you at all. This is a pattern for this man.
It does, and that's the reason I'm going through the time and listening to your concerns, and that is why I'm going back through all this with an open mind, even though I have someone who is highly skilled in this area telling me these cases aren't going to be able to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, and I'm going back through all of it just to make sure, because he does trouble me, and because I am concerned about what happened to you. So, I'm going to do exactly what I said I was going to do, but I am going to do it on the timeline that I told you. So that does not mean that I do not value what you have to say and you advocating for yourself. That does not mean that I take what happened to you lightly at all. But we spoke, I believe, on Monday, and I told you I would have something that I would get back to you by the end of this week. And it's been about a little bit less than 48 hours later. I'm still working on it. And
whether or not you're stating that I'm supposed to be hearing back from you on Friday, what I need you guys to understand is I reported this on last year.
I understand.
And you guys closed the case without even informing me.
I understand what you're saying, and I can't change what's happened in the past, but I can do my best right now to make sure that whatever decisions were made were appropriate and that you know what's happening and why. And I'm doing that.
Okay.
So that is the status of it, and I told you and I promised you that I would get back to you by the end of this week, and I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Sheriff.
Police officers and deputy sheriffs are out there to keep you safe. These deputies and patrol officers can make warrantless arrests when there's probable cause to show that you've committed family violence, violated a bond condition related to family violence offenses, or violated a protective order. And during these times, the minimum punishment for a Class A assault, family violence, is raised to 180 days in the Fort Bend County Jail. Fort Bend County is the most diverse county in our nation, and we have become great by working together for the good of all. During these times, I'm asking for you to be an example, showing that Fort Bend County is a place that cares about our family and our friends and our neighbors. I need you to be the example of living in peace today, tomorrow, and every day.